Here we are for episode 12. In a pretty decent mood today. I'm not gonna lie. I'm in a pretty decent mood. I'm feeling great. I woke up from a nap about an hour ago. So I'm feeling energetic. I'm awake and alert. So yeah, I'm ready to run my mouth today. Um, so just to give like a quick little life update first, get my intro out the way. Um, I feel like I I'm trying to go easy on myself. Like today I literally had to talk myself out of um like anxiety. Um and so yeah, I'm trying to go like easy on myself because I'm really trying to make these next few months easier for me. The main issue that I'm having right now is like trying to change my work schedule so my content schedule can be better and I can have more time to be creative. So that's what I'm working on. And yeah, so far with the show, I'm very like I've been doing well with like editing my clips and getting it up and just like every Wednesday that I sit here and I record, I'm just like happy that I'm even doing it because I could make up any excuse in the world to not be consistent and to not keep going. But every single week I just continue to get more motivated and more excited and think of more ideas and all that. So yeah. So it's been a great week. Just trying to be easier on myself and but also be productive at the same time. Um we had a full moon this week. Or I think it was what day was that? Monday? I think it was Sunday or Monday. Um I posted on my story like this is like the season for everyone to be claiming what they want, step into what you want as if you already have it, as if you've already succeeded. Um and so yeah, that's like it's been like a pretty cool week. Um and now going into my work week starting tomorrow, I'm not as excited, but um thank God for me to even have a job. So let's start there. Um Other quick little update out the way because I already discussed Young Thug last episode and I don't really want to talk about the whole situation again. Um he dropped the interview. I watched the whole it felt like 5 hours. I watched the whole interview. Generally, I really enjoyed the interview. I thought it was very entertaining. He's a fucking meme right now. Like he has like so many quotables from that interview alone. Um, I just think just to sum it all up, he just clearly needs to have a conversation with Gunna, and we don't really need to be a part of it. I enjoyed the interview because like Thug is not like he doesn't do interviews that often. I enjoyed just hearing him talk, hearing him get it all out, and like even if I didn't agree with certain viewpoints, I understood a lot of it and I agreed with some of it. And some of what he said made sense. But then it's just yeah, it's I think the Young Thug chapter is closed. That's why I'm like I don't even want to really get all into it again because I don't really have any feelings about it. I still feel my sentence that I had last episode still stands. Like I just don't care about none of the street shit. Most of us don't, and you clearly seem hurt by Gunna, but at the same time, your mind is already made up. Like you clearly are hurt by him, but at the same time, and you want to hear from him, but at the same time, you don't want to hear from him because your mind is already made up. So it's kind of like he can't win for losing. So, but other than that, I thought it was a great interview. I thought Bank conducted it. And I thought that was a great interview overall. Like I would definitely go back and rewatch that. It was just it was a great interview. I enjoyed it in general, regardless of things that I disagree with or agree with. And yeah, I don't really care about him and Mariah like possibly being broken up, whatever. Who care? I talked about that last episode too. I don't wish that on nobody. I don't wish cheating, heartbreak on nobody. I'm not laughing at Mariah. I said that before. I'm standing on it. I'm not laughing at her. I'm not kikiing. That shit's not fucking funny. and I genuinely feel bad for her. Um Anyways, so the Young Thug chapter is closed. I don't really want to discuss Young Thug again until he drops a album, an official single, not leaked shit. So we're just gonna put Young Thug's name over here. I don't want to discuss him until he got something real coming out because I don't got time for that man. Anyways, moving along. So what is the first thing that I want to get into? I'm gonna go ahead and get this out the way. So I seen this video on TikTok, and it's just I'm about to play it in a second. It's his dad talking to his daughter about. I really am curious to know how young she is. She's probably, my guess would be like somewhere between 17 and 20, maybe 17, 19. She probably is really young. Um, and it's a dad talking to his daughter about, her being stuck on like seeing potential in a guy and stuff like that. And I thought what he said was like really, really profound and like really helpful. And I think that young women need to hear this talk that I'm about to play. And I just want to talk about my perspective of it because I feel like I even needed to hear that. And I still have kind of a response to what he said. So let me pull that up real quick. Oh, it's already up. Great. All right.
I see the real in people. You know what I mean? I see such.
No, you don't. You see the potential in people.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: potential is untapped, and that has not. Some motherfuckers can have potential forever and never tap into it, and it ain't got nothing to do with you and your ability to show it to them, try to help them see it. They still may never get there. So you cannot give yourself based on someone's potential, bro. Like, and the faster you get that, that's the empath in you, and it sucks. I don't want you to attach creating a boundary for yourself. Boundaries are not for people to violate you, it's for you to violate you. This balcony, this right here is not here for somebody to run into us. This is here for us not to fall the fuck off. A boundary, we be thinking a boundary is for our protection from the outside in, and it's not. It's for protection from you giving too much of you, and that's what you got to make sure that you're not doing just out of how you cut. Because if you tell a motherfucker that, people will take what you give. And if you say to somebody, "Oh, I'll be here for you all the time, but I don't have any expectation of you being there for me," that sounds like a good fucking deal.
Anybody an expectation to be there for me though. That's my thing.
That's a red flag for you.
But my thing is like, I'm never going to expect somebody to.
Don't sow those words.
But my thing is, it's the truth. I'm never going to expect somebody to be there for me.
That's hurt. That's hurt. That's protection.
Well, I don't know.
So let's heal that. So let's work on healing that. You know how we heal that? It is a way.
Listen. My thing is, I'm never like, even if like.
The reason why I'm cutting you off is because words are powerful, and I hear that your emotion is about to try to start planting seeds. That look at me.
No, I'm not planting nothing. I'm not planting.
Words are seeds. No matter if you know if they are or not.
Okay, so I really enjoyed that. Where do I want to start? He dropped a lot of gems throughout that whole conversation with his daughter. And I really like the thing that he said about boundaries. It's like to protect us. It's not for other people. That's something that I had to learn. And I think with like being an empath, being someone who's very understanding, being someone who all I can do is see potential in people. Even if I don't necessarily like you, you know what I mean, as a person. It's like uh, I always am able to see, potential in certain people, and always am able to know even if I don't meet someone in their best form, I know enough about them and see enough in them to where with some therapy, self-reflection, and discipline, I can see where you can go. Um and I've definitely come across a lot of people like that in my life. And I think when it comes to romantic relationships specifically, young women, we have this thing of like where we get real hung up on potential. And I think it obviously has a lot to do with our age because oh, one first off, before I get to that, this is the thing that I want to talk about. Um him just pointing out how okay, no, let me go back to that first. So, us being so hung up on potential and how like we because we're so young and we've barely lived enough life, but we've grown to, care for this person and really, really like this person. And you are aware of, this person isn't perfect. They're not in their best form. And I don't expect them to be. Like, we're young. And I think that when he even said, when you tell someone, like, oh, if you don't I don't expect you to be there for me. I don't expect out of you. And he's like, well, if I people are going to take what you give. People are only going to take what you give them. I talked about taking and giving in like 2 episodes ago. So, and I am a person who's naturally a giver. Some people are just naturally givers, and however I feel about you naturally is how I'm going to treat you. I am not a person that likes to sit up here and act overly pee and act fake and sit up here and act like I don't feel how I feel about you. Like, if I really, really like you and I have strong feelings, I'm going to voice that and I'm going to like show that in my actions. If you are a friend and I don't particularly trust you, I'm not going to tell you some of my business because I just don't trust you. Or I'm going to tell you to your face, like, hey, I don't trust you with certain information because you run your mouth too much. I love you, but you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm going to just, that's the type of person I am. I cannot sit up here and act like and just be fake and sit up here and treat you how I don't feel about you. I treat people exactly how I feel about them, nothing more, nothing less. And even when I catch myself in those periods where I feel like I'm acting a way towards someone that I don't actually feel, it's really uncomfortable. And I always reach a point of where I always reach a point of like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna just voice how I feel. Because what's the worst thing that can happen? What is the worst thing that can happen? And so sometimes that can be a good thing, sometimes that can be a bad thing. But a lot of people like me who just regardless, I'ma just if I like you as a person, I'm gonna be nice to you. And I'm going to treat you how I would want to be treated, regardless of, you know what I mean? I'm not like a tit for tat type of person. Just because if you're a shitty individual or just because you're terrible at communication, I can't then reflect that. Like I just it's awkward for me. So him saying how like, yeah, well, yeah, that's a pretty fucking good deal. If someone tells me, well, they don't expect all of these things out of me, and you're gonna continue to be good to me regardless, and you're gonna continue to be here, well, I'd sign up for that too. And he's so fucking right. And I love the way that he said that. And I am totally the person still to this day that does tell people straight to their face, I don't expect X out of you. I don't expect Y out of you. Like, because you're not capable of it. So it's like, I don't want you to think that I expect that because I don't. It's clear as day that you're not capable of it. So it's like, you know what I mean? And yeah, I did. I seen that. Um, so it's like, yeah, I just don't expect that. I do not expect that out of you. And I agree with what he's saying. Well, he's 100% right. There's no disagreeing with it. I don't necessarily think that it's bad to say that though. I think it's only bad to say that if you're lying. I think if you're dealing with a guy that isn't necessarily as clear and direct with you, and you tell him, I don't expect you to hang out with me, I don't expect you to make me your girlfriend, but you really want him to be your girlfriend, that's ass backwards. Like, you shouldn't say that. I think that in most cases when young women are saying that they actually mean the opposite. That's what they really want, but they don't want you to think that um you're like super hung up on them, right? But I think when you reach a place to where like I am, if I say that, I genuinely do not expect it. And I want it to be clear. I'm not saying that because that's what I really want and I'm hoping that it's like, no, I want it to be clear that like if I'm going to continue to maintain any type of relationship with you or even not, even just for like closure, right? Because sometimes a guy will say, "Oh yeah, I want to do X, Y, and Z." And I probably think that they're lying. I probably think that they're full of shit. And I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think you're at a place in your life where you can handle a relationship. And although that's what you're saying, I don't expect it from you. I don't expect anything that I want. I don't expect it out of you. And not because I don't think you want to. I just don't think you're in a place where you are going to. And I'm okay with going about my life knowing that and I'm okay with it. But I just don't want I feel like some guys they may if you still express that you care for them and have feelings, they may expect that you expect a relationship or like that's what you're waiting on or that's still what you think is going to happen. And most girls do. But then there gets to a point where like when you fully understand how men work, how young people work, and it gets to a point where you're kind of like, yeah, it's not gonna happen. We you eventually will get to that point, and so that's why I say until you get to that point where you're 100% confident, and yeah, it's not gonna happen. Don't actually say that. So I agree with him. So like, don't say that, because most women who say it actually mean the opposite, and I also don't. It's not our fault. Being an empath, it's not our fault that all we can do is see the potential in people and be hung up and stuck on it. Like, I have seen a version of you that most people have not seen. And I see that you are not in your best form, as most of us are not. And I'm okay with that. And I appreciate that. And you are taking little steps to be better and to get to your best form. And that is what I personally appreciate. Um, and I think when you get to know people and know all different and you get to know all different sides to them and you see the version of themselves that they can eventually be, yeah, it does make you want to continue to maintain some kind of relationship with them. Um because they're not necessarily a bad person. It's like, you just need a little work, like everyone else. And I feel like when it comes to romantic situations and that male female dynamic of women waiting solely on the potential, like waiting solely based off of the potential is wrong. Absolutely not, especially when you're young. And oh my gosh, I pray at some point young women can get out of this cycle of this trap of just like, oh, but it's just like, no, baby. It's not gonna happen. Most likely is not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. Um, I've seen too many times where men know what they want and they go immediately after it. And I'm not saying that if it's as simple as if it's meant to be, it'll be. It's not gonna happen in this really uh fucking fairy tale Cinderella story format. It's just not. So it's just you have to just kind of let things be and just go and let go of it and just let everything fall into place. But I feel like it's really not bad to as an empath, it's not my fault. It's not your fault. And if you're a fellow empath, it's not your fault. But you cannot boundaries, the word boundaries. That's why it sounds like he was still saying like, if you still want to maintain a relationship with this person, it sounds like he was saying if you still want to maintain a relationship with this person, boundaries are for you, baby girl. It's not for him. And this isn't even just for romantic relationships, friendships too. Boundaries are to protect you from falling off. So I think that is also another thing that I had to input into my life of, okay, yeah, if I still want to maintain a relationship with you, then boom, insert boundaries. That usually solves the problem, because it's kind of like, if you stand on it, if you stand on your boundaries and you continue to, maintain a relationship with this person, everything should pretty much be fine. Essentially, everything should pretty much be okay, because essentially your boundaries that you place should be to benefit and to protect you. So, but most young women, we don't want to place those boundaries. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. And until a lot of us learn that that is truly what solves the problem. And she sounded very young, cuz like I've been, do you ever like talk have you ever been like maybe in high school, and like your mom or your dad is like trying to tell you, they're really trying to like tell you something that you truly need to know, and you're just like, no, no, like she's just trying to get her point across, like she's really trying to express herself, but she really just needs to listen to him, because he's 1,000,000% correct. And he's not even saying you gotta cut him off. At least it don't sound like it. Um, let me block you. I need to get like a bot to fucking get rid of these things, because it's like so distracting. Anyways, so yeah, um, it don't sound like he was saying, "Oh, you fully have to cut him off and you can't be around him. You shouldn't talk to him." Blah 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 blah. It don't sound like he was saying that at all. It literally just sounded like, this is why boundaries are important. This is exactly why boundaries are important, to protect yourself. And so you don't have to completely cut someone off cold turkey or whatever. Maybe you and someone aren't meant to be in a relationship. Maybe you're meant to be friends. Maybe you are meant to be in each other's lives. Maybe just not right now, or maybe not in the capacity that you thought. Maybe you and this person are not meant to be best friends. Maybe you're more so meant to be casual friends. Or maybe y'all are just we're just in each other's lives for a season and a fucking reason, and you just need to move on. So, and that's a really difficult concept to grasp when you're young. And so I can't really like, I can't really blame young girls for like going through that, because it's life, it is what it is. But I really really enjoyed that video. um I loved what he was telling her. I feel like we need to have those conversations more. And I think, as you get older, I think you need to understand, if you are a person that gets really hung up on potential that you see in people, and that is the reason why you may want to continue to maintain a relationship with a person, at least place some boundaries. At least. And look at their actions. Look at who they are. Look at whatever it is that they do, and just like, don't expect, maybe don't tell them what you do or don't expect, but like, don't expect anything more or less than what they give you. And also match energy as well. Just match energy. And simply, if you want to continue to be your nice kind self and continue to be a good person to them, do that. But just do it at a capacity that matches whatever they're giving, and also maintain those boundaries. It's not easy. I was gonna say it's that simple. It's actually not. It takes quite a bit of maturing to get to. Not gonna lie. Um, but I thoroughly enjoyed that conversation a lot. And yeah. I might go back to that if I think of something else by the end of the video, because I feel like he said something else I want to talk about. Anyways, moving right along. Let me kind of get this out the way. So, oh, here goes my docket, guys. Um, here's Twitter right here. So, Anicia and Forbats got married. Um, I don't particularly care, in a sense of like, like this being like the reason that I brought this up isn't just because it was them necessarily. Um, I don't really know their history. I don't, I don't know. I don't really care. Um, However, I do have an opinion about marriage in, well, just in general. I don't really blame it on this like current generation or just like us being in this year of 2025 and like the past couple of years just been a whole lot of, well, here's my thing. I think in the last 5 years at least, definitely 5. I think in the last 5 years I've seen an insane amount of people popping out babies and getting married at like an insane rate. I don't really give that much of a fuck which one comes first, but I clearly getting married is one of those things that's like if people want to do it, they're just going to do it. I don't think, ironically, I don't think that marriage is like getting a tattoo. And this may be kind of hypocritical. I don't really give a fuck. I think getting a tattoo is like kind of one of those fuck it things, you know? It's permanent ish. And it's just one of those spontaneous things that's kind of like, you know what? This might be a bad decision, but fuck it. I think that kind of concept with tattoos is kind of like it's kind of like a YOLO, whatever, fuck it type of thing. I think with marriage, it's like this is either going to be the best thing that happened to me or the absolute worst. And it comes with so much, especially if kids are involved, especially if finances are involved. It's just too fucking much. And of course, everyone's like marriages are different and their agreements and their terms or whatever is different. Prenups, no prenups, whatever. I just it's those things that's like when you see it happen, you're like, you're supposed to be happy for this person. When I see people get engaged, I'm supposed to be happy. And most of the time I am. When it's like people that I know in real life, or people I went to school with and they like get married or have a kid, I'm always like, "Oh, they're so cute." Like I used to go to school with you and like now you have a kid, you're a parent or you have a family, you know? Um but like when it's other people that I don't know or just like people, celebrities and stuff like that, and it just feels like certain relationships and shit comes out of the fucking blue, or they've clearly been fighting in public, or whatever, clearly been beefing, and then all of a sudden they have a kid, or all of a sudden they get married, and it's like, okay. It's like, am I supposed to be happy or concerned about this? You know what I mean? And I don't want to be one of those people, but like it's sad that we see, and I talked about this a couple episodes ago with the whole like DDG and the fucking Halle thing unfolded, of just like us seeing this constant cycle of just like young black people getting together, getting in relationships, having babies too quick, and getting married too fucking quick. And I am just so surprised, and I get it all the time that like when I talk to people older than me and have certain conversations, they're always so shocked by how wise and mature I am. So I get that I might be just I just might be an anomaly in that sense of just like having this perspective at my age. But like, and I also think it's probably because I grew up with divorced parents. That probably has a lot to do with it as well. Like, I have literally no recollection of my parents ever being together, ever. But I've always grown up knowing that they always got along. Like, I've never really heard my parents beef like with each other or speak badly about each other. I just don't recall. Like, they literally still to this day are extremely respectful of one another. But they literally we're not together that long, or at least for as long as I can remember. For as long as I can remember, like had my first thought, they weren't together. Like I think even when I was like in pre-K, they were not together. You know what I mean? So, I think that probably has a lot to do with it. And of course, my parents haven't like rushed to like get remarried or anything like that. So to me, it's kind of like I just don't. I guess because of what I see, maybe too much, or maybe growing up with divorced parents, marriage automatically equals divorce to me. And I want to be so wrong. I don't think that's 100% true in every single case. But I think that because generally speaking, most people marry the wrong fucking people, I don't, it's hard for me to get excited for people when they get engaged. Because if I feel like either one, y'all are way too young, or y'all really don't haven't worked through a lot of y'all shit yet, or y'all barely even know who y'all are, I just automatically see failure. And I think most people do, especially when it comes to people in the public eye. I think we most of us look at it with that lens. And I don't think we're entirely wrong, because a lot of the times we see these people get engaged, get married, and divorce. And I mean, everyone has their different lessons. So I won't, I'm not Judge Judy here, you know? People get married, have multiple different marriages throughout their lifetime, and they learn different lessons from all of it. I can't shoot that down. I just think with me right now, and then all of the knowledge that I have of the world and of marriage and the pros and cons, it's certainly something that I will wait as long as I have to do. I don't give a fuck if we were together for 7, 8, 9, 10 years. That's why when y'all clown people like Queen and Clarence for not being married yet, I shut the fuck up. You want to know why? Because y'all sit up here and think that just because people have been together for X amount of years, and because they have a kid together, that like, oh, y'all need to get married. Why? To fucking do what? To impress y'all? Because now if we sit up here, we've been together for 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and we get married just because y'all say so, or just because we've been together that long, and then we get divorced in a year, 2, 3 years, then what? Then what? Marriage is like, marriage is a whole fucking legal thing. It's a mess, and if it ends bad, it can end very badly. It has the possibility to end extremely badly, and for some people it's just not worth it. And in Queen's example, she was married before, and this man, and that man was abusive to her and cheated on her. And y'all want this lady to jump into a whole nother marriage? I don't give a fuck how long she's been with Clarence. If they want to wait and take their fucking time, so be it. Why the fuck do they have to hurry up and get married just because they've been together for a long time? So the fuck what? I'd want to wait as long as I can to get married too. Because if that shit goes left, if I don't really know the motherfucker that I'm marrying, and we divorce, and this nigga take all my shit, or I somehow uh get custody taken away from my kids, if he somehow gets the custody of my kids, or whatever bullshit, or whatever investments I have, or whatever real estate, whatever, if that shit goes downhill, and now we're sitting up here fighting tooth and nail over every little thing, that, like, who the fuck wants to go through that? And then divorces be lasting a long fucking time, and it's just too fucking much. Who wants to deal with that? So yes, I'm going to take as much time as I need to get married, to protect myself, and to protect my family, and to protect all of what I worked hard for, especially if I was married already. Especially if I had an extremely bad experience before and I did it too quickly. and I ended up in a very bad situation. So yeah, excuse me if I tread lightly. Excuse the fuck out of me. People look at people that have been together for so long and it's like, hurry up, get married. You already have a kid, get married. Like, excuse me. No. Excuse me, no. I'm not gonna do that. And I get it. There have been cases where people have gotten married extremely young and they have been together for fucking 60, 70 years. I'm watching an old season of Big Brother, and this old man at the time, he was like 70 something. And he was talking about how he's been with his wife for like 50 some years. I'm like, fuck. 50 years is insane to be with someone. You know what I mean? Like, I 1000% have faith in it. I just don't think it's for everybody. I don't think that fairy tale of marriage and being together for the rest of your life is going to be everybody's reality. And I think some people have to accept that. Some people have to just be okay with it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to burst your bubble. You don't have to get married just because you really love this person. You don't have to get married. I promise. I promise you don't. I know you really, really love this person in the moment. Like I said, I compared it to a tattoo. Some people gonna disagree with me. Marriage is not one of those spontaneous, oh, fuck it, YOLO, let me just do this. Let me just get married. No, absolutely not. I'd rather get a matching tattoo with someone instead of marrying them. At the very least, you can go cover that bitch up or fuck it. You just have it on your skin forever. It is what the fuck it is. You know what I mean? But it's like you don't have a fucking you can't it's not a possibility for you to get things taken away from you and for your fucking life and fucking your financial situation to be altered or your family situation and structure to be altered. Like, no thanks. Having to get divorced from a nigga and having to pay him money every month, bro. No, absolutely not. I don't know about anybody else. I'm a real deal lover girl. I have a lot of love to give, but the whole getting married thing, yeah, that. Kudos to Four Bats and Anicia. I think they look great together. I think they're a lovely couple. Um, but I'm not gonna say, oh, I don't think it's gonna last, because I just don't think that's a nice thing to say. So I don't want to say that. Um, but God bless them. God bless them both. Who knows? They could end up together for 70 years. I don't fucking know. I don't know shit. I don't know. So God bless them. But that's just my opinion on marriage. Um, so yeah, it's just not a thing that I'm rushing into at all. And I don't think most people should rush into, especially if you're under the age of like 35. My thoughts, my opinion. Anyway, moving on. Moving on. So, this is a very consistent conversation about girls giving like their boyfriends or situationships more chances than their friends. Um, how do I feel about this? This is the honest answer that I feel like I don't hear. I think that I think the truth is, when it comes to female friendships, I think the truth is a lot of times, maybe not every time, but I think a lot of times female friendships actually get a lot more grace than male romantic relationships between men and women. I think, if I'm using me as an example, and when you have female friends and you have conflict, a lot of the time it is not easier. It's not a lot of the time it's not easy to approach. It's not easy to deal with, or it's not super simple to just solve a problem or to just have a conversation. Um I think some females, I think some women do give their female friends grace without even communicating it, because some of us don't want to cause problems. We don't want it, we don't want things to be like a very big thing. And I think also when you have friendships for a long time, um, or even since you're very young, there's a lot of things that you learn to accept as, oh, this is just how this person is, right? Doesn't mean that they're a bad person, but like you begin to learn certain traits about people that are just them as people. And what women don't understand is like, bro, a lot of you bitches be getting a lot of chances. You just don't know. You may not be aware of it every time, because I'm a big believer in picking my battles. I think a lot of things that us as women we may get bothered by or annoyed by are extremely catty and immature. And I don't think that it's always worth bringing up. I don't think it's always worth having a conversation about, telling you about. There are certain traits about people that I'm just not going to like, and vice versa. I don't have to necessarily tell you what I don't like about you that is just naturally a part of you, or something that you can't necessarily change. Like I'm a person that gets irritated by very very little things. So, I think that a lot of women give their friends passes on a lot of shit but may not always communicate it. I think the difference with a woman being in a relationship with a nigga or a situationship is whatever issue there is, it's going to be communicated. Like, it's going to be communicated. It's going to be like, it's going to be a thing. So I feel like it always may be viewed as certain women may give their guys more chances, but I think if we're playing guessing games, I think that more women give their friends more chances than they do niggas. I think that is real, because a lot of the times y'all are comparing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 year long friendships to like a 1 year situationship, not even a year. You're comparing a situationship or a very, very brief relationship with a nigga. Like, nigga, I was friends with you for almost a decade. I was friends with you for like 3, 4, 5 years, almost a decade. And I've been with this nigga for like a year, a couple of months. Yeah, it might be perceived that he gets more chances, but I've been friends with you for how long? And we done had how many arguments, or I didn't let how much shit slide? I don't even want to say how much shit slide, but like, I don't even bitch about everything that I could bitch about. So I'm not a person that really understands when people say that. Again, I think if we're talking about, and if we're talking about stuff that's on the same level, like a year relationship, a year friendship, then of course I feel like that's equivalent. But I think a lot of the times that people say that, they're comparing really really long friendships and very very brief relationships or situationships, and it's like that's not even remotely the same thing. And so I think when people look at longer friendships, and people, and it being later into the friendship and people reaching their breaking point, people are like, "Oh, you just give up on friendship too quickly, and you just give this nigga all these chances." Nigga, I've known this man for like not even a year. We're not even in a relationship. Like, what is going on? I've known you for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. You've had more than enough time. We've had more than enough conversations. I tried with you. So don't make it seem like just because I reached my breaking point, that now all of a sudden y'all are over here preaching like, oh, y'all don't try with y'all friendship. So what? I'm just supposed to continue a friendship that is just no longer serving me. I'm just supposed to continue to try over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, just because I gotta keep the same energy when I haven't even known him anywhere near as long as I've known you. And we have two completely different relationships. I don't even think the sole difference is just it being romantic and platonic. I think the difference is the length of amount of time. I do think that you should go both into a romantic relationship and a platonic friendship with the same boundaries, 1000%. I think if you're not going to take shit from one of them, you shouldn't take shit from another. I 1000% believe that. But don't treat two relationships like they're the same relationship just because you want to try and be like consistent. No. You need to assess, you need to take into account the individual themselves and how long you've known them and your personal dynamic with them and how it benefits or doesn't benefit you or how it brings you joy or how it doesn't. You don't need to treat your female friendships and your romantic relationships the exact same way. You just don't. You don't. In general, you don't. But in general, with anyone all around, boyfriends, friends, family, you 1000% should have boundaries and nobody should be able to shake it. 1000%. But don't sit up here and try to compare a long ass friendship that you've tried and tried and tried with over the years, that you've put a lot of work and energy and effort into a very, very brief relationship with a nigga or a situationship with a guy that you honestly kind of barely even fucking know. Like, it's two completely different situations. I think women are allowed to have terrible experiences with men to learn. I think women are allowed to be dumb with men, especially when they're young. That's how you learn. That's why I don't shit on women that go through that. That's exactly how you learn. You have to go through it to learn. And women are also allowed to have not so great friendship experiences to also learn. So no, you don't have to continue to work and put in effort into either or just because of the length amount of time it was or just because like, oh, well, you're not supposed to. No. Absolutely not. I don't agree with that. Sorry. So I hate hearing that. I don't agree with it. I will never agree with it. Um it's just different to me. It's different to me. And I don't know, I'm open to being wrong, but I just don't know. I don't every time people say that, I'm like, y'all are comparing apples to oranges. Cause a lot of the time bitches get a lot more chances than niggas and you will never know it. You will never know it cuz honestly, a lot of shit just isn't worth bringing up. You have to pick your battles. But a lot of the times with niggas, as women, we don't pick our we say like if there's an issue, we say it. If we even sniff something wrong, it's automatically an issue. Issues are a lot more, you know what I'm saying? They're a lot more intense. But I think with women, sometimes it can be like that. But I think sometimes I guess people want those female relationship or those female friendship dynamics to be more upfront and straightforward, but honestly the truth is a lot of women can't take it. A lot of women are not emotionally mature enough to handle that type of like straightforwardness. You're just not. Y'all want people to put in so much work into friendships and try to maintain something when you can't even like grasp a different opinion. You can't even listen to it and digest it. Y'all just not built for what y'all really want. And I think that people have to be honest about that. And until that happens, y'all are just gonna be fucked, to be honest with you. But yeah, like I just don't think that that's remotely the same thing. And I think people that say that are probably those people that need a lot of work and aren't that emotionally mature. Oh my gosh, you gonna give that nigga so many chances, but you're not gonna make it work with me. Like you're not changing. You are extremely emotionally handicapped and very, very immature. And just even the thought of you thinking that just based off this principle that people made up, that, oh, I have to, this nigga that I just met a couple months ago that, oh, cheated on me and I'm back with him, or I caught him dating other bitches and, oh, I'm just happy to be with him. You, just because I do that, you want me to continue to allow you to be a shitty friend to me for another year? You've had X amount of years to get shit right or to get it together, and you want to compare that to a motherfucker that I just met. What? Again, I agree. Everyone should have boundaries. But truthfully, that may not always align at the same time. For me, my boundaries that I had, that I placed for men and female friendships, happened at the literal exact same time. I shit you not. It happened in the same year. Um, I don't know if that happens for a lot of people, but it did happen for me. It happened in the exact same year. And I feel like the romantic situations, the male romantic boundaries took a little bit longer to fully stand on, and so did the other one. It's just, again, it's still different. It was very, very different. And at some point I would love to like even dive more into that whole like year and just how those, it all clicked, just boundaries in general. And then starting at like by, really, it took the top of this year for me to really stand on my boundaries. But even like a year ago, like a year from like around this time, it took a minute to like really be consistent and stand on boundaries all the way around, you know? So yeah. Love that I love that conversation. Well, I love the conversations I've been having today, but I hate that whole statement that people constantly blurt out. All right. For my last topic, um, I did want to, because I was literally just ranting about this yesterday. I don't give a fuck how much money I ever make. I really, really think that it's dumb to spend an extreme amount of money on materialistic items. I just feel like if you're wearing something, like you're wearing jewelry that costs like a car or a house, that's not really like a flex to me. Like, you could literally take that money and invest in some real estate or do whatever. And of course, a lot of the time, these people who do this have more than enough money where they can do both. That's great. But I just feel like when I be looking at a lot of people who wear like really expensive things, I'm like, do you know how much more money you would have if you like didn't spend your money on these materialistic items and did something else with it, or like saved it or invested it into something? Like, I just think that that's always going to be crazy. And it's one of the reasons why like my goal of like being rich and being like financially stable isn't like a very extreme number, because I genuinely believe that I don't need that much. And also, I don't know, I just really don't care how much money I ever make. I just don't. It really genuinely makes no sense to me. Like, I just think when it comes to like, of course, even in like rap hip hop culture, having like the, really flashy jewelry and all this stuff is like a part of it, and I like it. Like, I love seeing certain people with certain jewelry. As a person who like consumes all this content and these, from these celebrities and stuff, and sees them flexing their jewelry, I love it because I think that it's cool to, visually, it's appealing to look at. It's nice. I think Richard Millie's are nice. I think the fact they cost so like $1 million is crazy, but it's a nice watch. Do I think that it's worth it? Absolutely the fuck not. Do I think that Birkins are worth it? I don't think any designer item. I don't think that it's necessary to spend anywhere near $100 for a pair of jeans, or like, no, I don't think it's worth or necessary spending hundreds of dollars on clothes. I don't even think it's necessary to spend too much money on shoes. Shoes is the only thing to me that's like, because like a lot of different shoes do cost more money. So that's the only different thing to me. But even when it comes to like designer heels and like boots and stuff like that, I don't think that's necessary either. I don't even think that's necessary. I just think I don't know. It's just really, really dumb to me. Maybe I'm just poor and, you know, maybe I'm just poor and wrong. But I am 1000% confident that that's going to be the main reason why I will be financially stable is because I just don't think that it's necessary to spend money on certain things. I don't give a fuck how much money you have. And I don't care to like spend money on materialistic items to impress people. That's not even something that I want myself. Even like cars, people that have like millions of dollars in cars is genuinely insane to me that they probably don't even drive. It's like you could be giving that money to people who need it. Like you could be investing that money into some shit and tripling it. Like you could start a couple of businesses. Like I just don't understand the concept of extremely the ex- of the fuck I can't talk. I just don't understand the obsession with like materialistic items and just buying extremely expensive shit. It's not necessary. I just genuinely don't get it. And I'm like, bro, you are wearing 50,000, 100,000, three. You're wearing that much money on your body. Is that not crazy? I don't get it. I don't know. I don't get it. I'll never get it. I'll never understand it. It makes zero sense. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this. I'm at my hour mark. I really enjoyed this episode. Um, thank you for watching, and make sure you follow my Discord, follow my TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. This is gonna be a great end of the year, preparing for 2026. And thank you for watching. Bye.